We're going to take a close look and highlight Ash Leaf Spirea today. Look at these blooms. Now this is a false spirea, also called Euro false spirea. This is mid-July in our region, northern Great Plains. We grow mostly zone 3 and zone 4 plants, but this is incredibly hardy and just one of my favorite shrubs. Now normally what I do is I cut this plant back every season to about 18 inches. It's got a lot of new growth where you're going to get that fresh flower bud on. Also the great foliage. Here's a close-up of the leaf of that Ash Leaf Spirea. Now this plant requires some frequent rejuvenation in my opinion. And this year our hand has been forced by the winter. We've got a lot of these canes, some of them dead, that have built up over the season. So now that we've got it crushed down, I'm going to go ahead and bring this plant back to quite a low level this year. Here's a nice close-up of that flower bed just before the plant is in full bloom. And as we progress through the season, look at that. Some of the flowers are starting to get that spent or dried flower look, and it's still kind of attractive in my opinion. As we get into September, all the blooms are done now, and I still think, I don't know, it's got quite a bit of qualities to enjoy and look at. But into October, after our first hard frost, now we've got a situation where you could leave this in the winter. You could also make the choice in mid-October, late October, cut that plant back then if you like. And like I say, you can go almost all the way to the ground with this plant, or keep it at that 18-inch level that I've been doing over the last, I would say 7 to 8 years now is how long this shrub's been here. We're going to go ahead and spend a little time cleaning up this mess we've got going here. Due to all that snow compaction, we'll get a lot of these dead twigs pulled out of there, and we'll be left just with the fresh, viable twigs that are going to pop out and give us that nice white flower show we look forward to every July. We'll start by getting the majority of the dead growth out of here, just by hand picking it out of there. You don't have to be real careful in something like this. You might even be able to just snap off some of those twigs, quite honestly. It's all dead growth to the ground. As wood gets old, dead, and brittle, it becomes harder to cut. As I mentioned a little bit ago, this whole inner area looks like it might be kind of dying out. We'll probably see some more sprouts in there, but each time a plant does something like this, I'm going to use it as an opportunity, like I said, to go ahead and put maybe something ornamental in here, change it up a little bit for the landscape. All right, we've got pretty much all our dead growth out of there, and we're left with just nice, viable, fresh tissue. It's going to have that new growth. But I also wanted to show you that rhizome that we were talking about, how this plant can spread out. That's not always an undesirable characteristic. If you've got an area that you want to naturalize and you want a large shrub, perfect choice. This spirea, or false spirea, it's also great for erosion control since it has that aggressive rhizome. Take a look over here. We're going to dig up one of those little sprouts that's moved about 6 feet away from the mother plant. Since everything's dormant here, maybe this is a little tricky to see. We'll see if we can sever that root. Yeah, look at that. Let's come in real close here. Take a quick look at this. Yeah, there we go. Now this is a great way to increase your plant source. If you wanted to get this shrub growing in another area, it's really just a matter of taking this and planting it at the same depth. And this is going to come right out of the ground. It's important to do it when it's dormant or just starting to break bud. Now I just want to quick touch it up, get this back into balance a little bit. So we're going to start with the exterior. And since it appears that we have lost the center of that shrub, as I mentioned, oftentimes when these type of things happen, I like to use it as an opportunity to go ahead and change up the landscape a little bit. This is a nice rustic bird bath with that rust and that chrome to accent it. So there you go, that's Ash Leaf Spirea. I hope you enjoyed this garden hike. We'll see you again soon at the next video.